Welcome to the Paisley Pirates Podcast, your ringside pass to players, coaches, and the people who keep the fire burning. The ship sails with all of you on board. Coming up in this episode.
I watch the boys now. I mean, they can play in any position. They really can. Paisley have got a great support. They always have done over the years. And to get that recognition at the end of the season from them, it means a lot. It does mean a lot. I always want to play with Paisley.
And joining me this week on the Paisley Pirates podcast is a name that has been familiar to lots of fans over the past decade at least. It really does need no introduction. Martyn, thank you so much for joining me this week.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks very much for having me.
No, it's absolutely amazing to have you, because every time there's about to be a signing announcement, and even now, you see on the comments, people are always saying Martyn Guy. I mean, that must kind of ring quite good to you. You know, people still have this memory of you, and you've got this legacy within the team that people still want to see you playing for Paisley. You know, like, what does that mean to you?
Well, it definitely does. It is a nice thing to see somebody commenting, but it is usually the same folk that say it. It's usually the same people that kind of joke, but
Aye.
If I could, I probably would still be there. I really would.
So if Ian Turley had to give you a phone right now and say, "Listen, Marty, I need you for next season," are you like, "Yes, absolutely, I'm dropping everything and heading over"?
I would say definitely. I'll come and give you a hand. Let me okay to Emma first.
Brilliant. Right. Ian, you heard it here. You heard it, Ian. All right. But everyone else, you heard it here first. If Ian Turley phones Marty, it's happening. Anyway, Marty, we always kind of start off the podcast with the same question for everyone. What is your favourite biscuit?
Well, funny enough, I've been listening to them. I've listened to biscuits. My favourite is a bourbon biscuit, but I'm quite partial to a Turner's tea cake.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
A bourbon biscuit first. That's my go-to biscuit. So,
when you were still with the team, was Biscuit Club at training a thing at that point?
No. It was actually Cake Club, Thursday's Cake Club.
Oh, right.
The only people that were in it was me, Dean Hamilton and Marty Simpson.
Aye.
So it was a kind of like a closed doors kind of thing. And we used to eat the cake as quick as we could before training or after training, before we got up the road, and then we get caught out one week by Callum Blair. That was it. It was done. We couldn't do it again.
So, as you said, you've spent best part of a decade, in fact longer than a decade, with the Pirates. What made you at the time want to just keep coming back season after season?
It was definitely. I always wanted to play with Paisley, always. And then when I got a chance to play with Paisley, I just think the coaching's that good. The coaching's good, and the whole backroom staff, everything makes you feel welcome. And it is a great, great team to play for. There's nothing better. There really isn't. And every year, I was kind of up on holiday, really, really last month of the summer, and then you get the phone call, are you signing? I'll sign. But then see when you're there, it's a whole different ball game. You're just, honestly, just love being there.
Amazing. So let's talk about your beginnings within hockey. So you started off, just correct me if I'm wrong here, with Kelly Juniors, is that correct?
Well, I was in Coatbridge before. I started at Coatbridge, beginners, and then I moved to Kilmarnock under 14s, and then just progressed through the juniors, right up to basically SNL. But I was Kelly the whole way, and then got to SNL, stayed there for a year, and then I kind of fell away for it for a bit, maybe probably about 9 months, and then one of my friends, Neil Whelans, phoned and says, come and play recce for a year and see how you feel. So I did that, and then went back and played with North Ayr. That's where the Turleys were there as well. So they weren't running the team, they were in the team at the time, so I was playing North Ayr, and then moved out of North Ayr and went back to recce for a long year. It fell away. The team wasn't there at North Ayr at the Magnum, and then after that I kind of went back to North Ayr again, did it again for another couple of years, and then Ian Turley phoned me and says, mate, I'm starting the Pirates up. Me, my mum, my dad, we were going to start. Turleys are going to start up. what do you think about it? And that was it. Never looked back. As soon as he said that was it. I was like, I'm coming.
So you're aging yourself there with talking about the Magnum and everything.
Well, the Magnum then, Coat Bridge for the Mammoth, so I am really aging it there.
I remember the Mammoth and Coat Bridge.
The Mammoth and then the big slide at the back, so I'm aging myself there.
So you started with Paisley roughly around 2011.
2011,
So how did your role kind of evolve over the time from when you started there?
So I was always a D-man, no matter what, and then progressively through the years it was we're going to show up, we're going to put you in forward, or we're going to slide you in here. So right, no bother, I'll do whatever the team needs. But at the start it was defence, and we had plenty of forwards at the time. So I was always D, and then I just through the years I progressed and I started playing up. I played a year as a forward, and then it was quite good because then Ian could just kind of say, well, that guy's injured, any chance I can put you up front this week, or I'll slide you in, we'll maybe do a double shift. And it always worked out. It always was what was better for the team at the time, in every game. So aye.
So you said you started playing, with the juniors, moved to Recce, then moved to SNL. How did you balance that physicality and position and the mental awareness as a defence, within defence at that level, like going from the Recce into that kind of senior amateur league?
I don't actually think I had a problem with it. To be fair, I actually didn't. Recce's as a different ball game playing compared to like SNL or the back then it was Scott 1. But I never had a problem kind of adjusting. It was always quite easy. And then went back to SNL. It was great. It was really good. I felt really comfortable. But then I went back to Recce again. So, but I didn't feel like it was out of place anywhere or anything like that. I felt it was pretty good. So I didn't actually find it that hard, to transition. It was actually pretty easy.
So was the transition going, from defence into forward, is that quite easy as well, or was it like learning a new skill set altogether?
Pretty much. I was a forward when I was younger, and when I did, I enjoyed the defence more. But then when I had to play a full year with John and Brian, I had to do a lot more skating. And I had to do a lot more skating for John, so I had to kind of adjust. But it was pretty good because I had a lot of help for other players in the team. They would help you out and tell you what to do, and you shouldn't have done that, you shouldn't have done this. So it was good. We had a lot of guys in the team that helped you out and progressed your skills. That's what was good about Paisley.
So when you say John, is that John Churchill?
Aye, John Churchill. Aye.
Yeah, we need to get him on the podcast. I've been told he's got a good few stories.
Plenty of stories.
Church, if you're listening, I'm coming to you next. So is there any misconceptions, about being a forward or a defence in the SNL that you've kind of come across or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, a lot of the teams, I watch the boys now. I mean, they can play in any position. They really can. And they're adapting well for it. And I don't see most of the boys in the Paisley team this year will have a problem because the way it's ran, they make the players have to play in a different position. If you're out of position, you can slot in for somebody else and help them out. So it's all about how you train, how you set the team up. But I don't see it being a problem for most players this year.
Is that kind of how Ian's coaching style is, like making sure everyone knows how to cover every kind of base as they go along?
Sorry, on you go. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, like, without thinking about having someone be like being pulled in as a goalie, for example. But as long as like everyone knows how to play each position.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. If you set the team up and drum it in enough, if you're out of position, you know somebody else is going to cover you. Somebody else is going to say, well, he's out of position, I know I need to cover that guy over there, so it should be going to him or whatever. But it all comes down from the back out. So most of the boys should know where to go and where to be. If they're out of position, they go, well, he's covered mine, I'll try and cover him. And that is the way they should be setting up, and that's the way we did it.
Mm-hmm. Now, I pulled some of your stats down for while you played for Paisley, and I like to do this. I like to see where people rank. So, over 136 games, you got 120 points. That's between 2011 and 2023. Do you know where you sit for all time for the Pirates?
No,
currently sitting in 24th. 24th. And on top of that, you've also earned the Supporters Club Player of the Year and Players Player of the Year back in 2019. We kind of touched on it at the start, but how does it feel to have that legacy with that level of consistency and impact within the team?
Well, Paisley have got a great support. They always have done over the years, and to get that recognition at the end of the season from them, it means a lot. It does mean a lot, because then they've kind of noticed what's been happening with you outside of hockey as well. So they've known you've been working all day and you've been working all shifts, and then coming to training late and doing a double shift, and going to a training through in Edinburgh because we were never in Braehead early. So all these fans see that, and they pay their good money to come and watch us play every week. And it was a great thing to have, and I was really proud of that, because it was a nice touch. And any other award, it's a nice thing to have your teammates kind of doing the same thing. They have. He was really good this year, but that's the same thing. Everybody votes for who they do, so there must be loads in the team. There must be loads every year.
So a few weeks ago, we were speaking to Ben Walker, and he basically just said that there's this kind of great dynamic among the whole team. You're all supporting each other. Has that always been the case when you were there as well? Like, there was no kind of hot-headedness. It was just like we're all one together.
We were all one together, but if it was hot-headedness, it was for a kind of passion. Because a lot of all the players I played with, it was like that. Everybody played at a different level, good levels, and they all wanted to win. So it wasn't more like aggression against that. It was passion. It was passion to get that win against this team. We know we're better than this. And I think if there was a bit of hot-headedness, it was all done within 2 seconds. Your best mates again. So it was more or less, we know we're a better team and we can do this. So it wasn't anything bad. It was always encouraging, as I say.
How would you have described your role within the changing room and on ice, within the team during your time? Because obviously, right at the start, you kind of come in quite fresh, and then by the time you left, you were very much, one of the veterans, one of the guys that people looked up to. How did your role, whether it be officially or not, how did you feel like that impacted the rest of the team?
Well, at the start, I was just another D-man. I wasn't an assistant or anything like that in the team. I wasn't really a kind of a big person in the team. I was quite quiet at the start, and then as the years progressed, Ian made me assistant, and I was in D with Mark Cass and then Chris Tullen, and the threes were assistants. So that was quite good. But I was different for Chris. Chris was kind of tell you how it is right away, and I was kind of more, I'll have a word with him, I'll see how he's going, what's up with him today, and that was the kind of way I went. But in training, it was different. It went, as soon as you stepped on the ice, that was you were kind of clued in, and that was it. You had to get going. But in the role, I was pretty much, as Chris would say, you go and talk to him. If I talk to him, I'll just shout at him. It was different over the years. I was quite quiet, but at the end, I was oldest in the team, and I'd been there for a long time. So a lot of players would ask me, "What's up? What should I do? And what should I do this?" So that was nice, and I thought that was a really nice thing at the end. A lot of players kind of talking about me, like,
"Yeah,
what should we do to this? What should we do here?" But at the start, I was very quiet. I was a very quiet person.
You're still in touch with a lot of the team as well, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh, I'm still in touch with a lot of the boys. Probably not a lot of the younger guys would just say because they grew up through Lanarkshire and stuff like that, the state boys. But a lot of the boys that have finished Paisley, I still talk to them. I still talk to them. So still good friends with a lot of players.
So are there any moments or potential teammates that have really stood out to you most throughout your years?
Players that stood out, I would, in the defence side, I would probably say Chris and Mark Hassan, Chris Tully and Mark Hassan. I thought they were a great team to play with and play against. I mean, I played against them a good few years, and then as soon as I went to Paisley, it made life a lot easier. they definitely did. But then when I went up as a forward, Billy John, and then there's a few other players. There's a lot, to be honest with you. I couldn't name every forward. But yeah, definitely the two that would stick out, probably Mark Casson and Chris Turley.
During your time, was there anyone that you realised or you looked at and you went, they could really make a career out of this? They could really go far?
I mean, like, I would have probably said Chris Wilson, but obviously circumstances change. He could do it. He would have done it. And then there was a few other players. Excuse me, that came through, and I thought they would maybe go, and then it just life changes. But Chris has got a really good hockey head. He's quite sensible, and he's a great player.
Excellent. So you played through some major changes while the SNL's been going. What have been the biggest shifts that you've seen in competitiveness and player development?
Well, I mean, excuse me, the competitive side, I think the more games we're playing now and bringing in these other two teams, the competitive is there because you're going to be playing more games, and you've played these guys and you've played them twice. Right, we need to try and figure out what we're doing the third, fourth games. But over the years, the league's getting a lot better. It's definitely getting a lot better. And the Scottish players now are 100 times. I think the development is really well done in Scotland and in the UK as well. But I think the players are 100 times faster. The last year I was there, it was starting to show the players were getting faster, and it was getting harder for me. And that's when I kind of knew. I was like, I need to chase this guy about. It's like I was 36 at the time, 37, and I was chasing an 18-year-old about. And it was quite hard. It was getting harder, but now when I see them, the boys are a lot faster, training's a lot faster, and it definitely is going to get a lot better in the next couple of years.
Hey, it's Callum here, just quickly interjecting, just to give you a brief update on the live show. We are now no longer going to be hosting it on the 30th of August, just due to some conflicting schedules. We now need to move the date. So we are now going to be hosting this on Friday, the 12th of September, still at the Wine Centre, still the same price of tickets, still at the same times. All the tickets that have been paid for already will be honoured on the night. Don't worry about that, but we have got a cracking lineup waiting for you. They'll be announced very, very soon. But yeah, that is the 12th of September at the Wine Centre in Paisley, no longer the 30th of August. And yeah, we can't wait to see you there. Do you believe there's potentially anything missing right now that could really help improve the sport within Scotland?
At the moment, I don't think it is. I don't think there's a lot of things to change. I mean, I'm not about the SNL as much now, so I don't get to see it firsthand. But I think it will progressively get better. I don't see as much happening as I should, because I'm playing recce. But I think in the league it will definitely get better. But at this point, I don't really know. I would be lying if I said anything to other people who are going to be listening.
So, just kind of sticking with the SNL, obviously you're still keeping an eye on, what's going on and whatnot. Would you say that the league still needs to do anything to help raise its profile or level at all?
Excuse me. I think it does a little bit. A lot of Paisley does it well. Paisley film the games, they promote it well. Everything's promoted around Paisley, around about Glasgow, and I don't think. And you go to Aberdeen promote. I work in Aberdeen a lot, and it's everywhere. The links are everywhere. I mean, they promote everything up there. So I think in other places like North Ayr or whatever, they should promote it a bit more. There should be things put out everywhere. I mean, schools, around about Shop Centre, everything. I mean, Paisley do a great thing, and they've got the YouTube channel. They've got the podcast now, and they film every game. They interview the man of the match at the end of the games and the coach, and it's making it a wee bit more professional. And that's what I liked at the end. I thought that was really good, because then people start to notice that. There was a lot of fans that came that didn't. I've never been to a game before, and they seen me posting something. I think, I'll go down and see that. It was really good. and then once they're out of the game, they're hooked. So I think they do need to promote it a bit more in Scotland, because there's a lot of people out there don't even know that hockey exists still for all the teams that are here. So I do think they need to promote it another way in other cities. But when you see Aberdeen and Paisley, when I go work about there, it's all over the place. It's everywhere. So, which is a good thing.
You were talking about like taking it to the schools and like, you know, promoting it there. Would you like to see like a lot more of you know, kids picking up the game as well, like kind of having, you know, like growing up through it, like what we're doing with like Lancashire Lightning into the Lightning Pirates and into, you know, the under-19s as well, then coming into the Pirates as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, starting the beginners through Paisley as well. All the boys probably did that at Paisley. I was it was Lancashire Lightnings now, but it was Coatbridge, it was Time Capsule. And the guys gave up their own time, came down and helped during a Saturday morning. It's the same kind of thing with Lancashire. It was only the dads that played, and then they bring it through. So yeah, I do think a lot more kids should play it. It's a fantastic sport, and I've been around it since I was about probably 11 or 12.
So, can I come into talk about where you're at now? So you've spoken about playing recce. You've been playing with the Mustangs under the guidance of Stevie Gardner, CBS. But kind of like not looking at that right now. What's off season looking like for you? Like, how are you keeping fit and ready for the ice once, you know, the rinks open back up?
Well, every year I played, it was I was out running every second night. I was out on the bike, I was doing a lot of cycling. I still am doing a lot of running, and it was mostly that I did a lot. I kept my cardio up. I didn't really go to the gym, but then maybe like the last month or maybe a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I would the train would build. I would do a lot more. But right now, I'm just sticking to running. It's nothing really changes. It's the same kind of thing every year, and it always has been. I didn't really hit the gym or anything like that to build myself up. It was all cardio I did. So but now it's definitely changed because my job's changed and I've got a young family, and it's getting the time. It's getting the time to fit everything in, and then still make time to go out for a run at like 9 o'clock at night. So.
Yeah. Well, you still got the good weather just now.
I still manage to get out now and again, but definitely it's just find the time to get myself sorted and then get out. But nothing ever changes to hockey. It never ever changed. And then just before pre-season was happening, that's when I put a lot of work in.
So do you believe, and obviously like, if this is, you can give this as advice as well, do you believe that, you know, having a good engine on the ice is beneficial to work on, you know, during the summer months?
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, at that stage, like SNL, I did always have a good engine, and I was, and I think a wee bit of competitive against your teammates was always good, because like doing certain things was like, if I had that extra wee step, it was good to beat him. You know, I know that guy's a wee bit better than me, but I've just beat him there. So the engine thing is, definitely, and I've still got that. I still like recce's a bit different from SNL, and I was finding it last year. I was finding it really tough because I kind of blow my top a lot of the times, and guys no bother and things. It's just getting yourself back into it. But
yeah,
I can still get up to nice fine. So I've still got that engine. So
we were talking about you are playing with the Mustangs as well. How did you initially get involved with them? Was it a case of, right, I've now done with the Pirates, I need to find something else, or was someone just reaching out like, when you finish, come and see us?
No, because when the presentation night of the Pirates last year, John Churchill was in phone. He said, "Oh, what are you going to do next year?" And Gardner must have said, "I'll get him down for a skate." So I'd went once without it. I really did have a good rest. It was great. And then John said, "Oh, just come down." So I did. A couple of weeks went by, and then this Facebook post comes up, and it was Ian had text. Ian was one of the first ones. He says, "My brother first," and then Ian says, "Oh, is that you saying? I thought you were chucking the hockey." And I went, text back saying, "What are you talking about?" And then he sent me the picture, and I went,
"Aye.
Oh, well. So I had to message Gardner. I was like, "You need to get that down," because I mean, she'll flip a lid if you do. So, but it was quite funny. And then Joanne had messaged me saying like, "Oh, that's you done. Now you're signed. We'll just sign you because it's official." So I didn't really have a choice at that moment. Then it was already up, and I said, "Well, just go for it." And we'll just make it official. So it wasn't actually somebody saying, "Are you signing?" or anything. It was just somebody put it up in a post, and then everybody knew. But yes, it is good. I mean, I do enjoy going. I've maybe had a horrible day at work or a horrible week at work, and then I go to hockey, and then I just kind of forget everything. And I always did. And that was great with Paisley, because I'd probably had a horrible week, then went to the hockey and I forgot everything. It was just, my mind went off and I just was into the hockey, and that was it. So that was a good thing. But I signed last year again. I probably didn't play as many games as I should have because of work, and then I went up to the Scottish Cup up at Dundee, and that was a great weekend with the boys again. So I'm enjoying it, but it's the games and the training is different, completely different.
Well, I was going to ask that, is it still got that kind of level of intensity that you're used to with the SNL?
Probably am. I'm probably the exact same. I've probably not changed, and everybody at the training probably hates that. But I probably shout. I shout a lot. I do a lot of shouting and moaning because that guy's not got that puck. But I need to remember that some of the guys they've just started hockey, or they're just starting, and they've just been doing it for a couple of years. It's not changed for them, but it is definitely a difference, and they probably hate me coming to training. That's why I don't go as much.
Are you in the team that's full contact as well for the team? No.
Just it's not full contact. If I did that, I would probably crumble. If somebody actually hit me, if I went to training and Chris Dull hit me, I'd probably pass it. But no, it's definitely not full contact.
So if Ian does phone you, he has to come with a softly approach.
I need to say that, put a red jersey on, nobody hit me.
So just before we wrap up, Marty, how do you like to balance hockey with your commitments with life these days? Because obviously you can hear in the background, you hear the kids screaming about. You obviously work full time. You know, obviously life comes first. But how do you kind of balance and juggle that around?
I mean, I do try and get out maybe 2 nights a week and do something, because you've got to keep that your mindset. I mean, what overload does, it would just bring you down. And I know with parents of family life, it is hard, and I do sometimes get that. So I'll always make, I'll go out on Tuesday, I'll go out on Thursday. So I try and pick a couple of days a week where I'm just doing that, and that's it. I'm just doing either hockey, if I can get down to hockey, the boys at Kelly, or I go a run or something. So I try and juggle the two. But there was one year at Pirates that I was working away nearly the whole year. And I had to come down the way. I did Wednesday night. I drove down to Aberdeen to do training and back up on the Thursday, and I was doing my own stuff up there. But that was hard. But I think I did that just to kind of break myself away from work. But I definitely, you need as a mindset, you need to do something, and then hockey always was a thing for me. So I try and do it as maybe twice a week, hockey and running, or hockey and out the bike or something. It's definitely sorts me out.
So, last question, and I quite like to ask this to get people's take on this. What's your advice to someone wanting to take that step into starting to play hockey? You know, they've got their set of skates. They're thinking, right, well, I'm done doing the anti-clockwise loop at the rink these days. I'd like to actually play something. What's your advice to them?
I would definitely say go for it. This sport is very family based, and it's completely different from any other sport. And once you're there, you're hooked. And I would definitely say, if somebody said they wanted to try, I'd say go for it, 100%. As soon as you're there, nothing else matters. Nothing. You're just there, and when you're with a team, you're a complete family. Nice, as you're a family, and then when you go to the ice together, nothing else matters. So I would say to them, 100% go for it. Try it out. You might not like it, but once you're there, you'll know right away. It's completely different from any other sport. So I would definitely go for it.
No, excellent. That's perfect, Marty. I think it's pretty much what everyone else is saying. You know, if you're into it, try it. You know, pick up a stick, put on the gloves, see how.
So when I started, I had nothing as well, skates, and then they gave you the stick and the helmet and the gloves, and then progressed over the years, and then I was at that stage I had to buy my own gear. It was my mum and dad weren't doing it, so but yeah, definitely, 100%. It's nothing else matters when you're out in the ice.
Excellent. Marty, thank you so much for doing this with me tonight. Short and sweet, but sometimes they're the best conversations to have. Oh, and but just before we sign off, actually, I hear someone celebrating a big birthday soon.
I'm 40. I'm 40 in September, but I wasn't. If you say John would say, John Charles would say, I played till I was 40. But no, definitely not. So I am 40 in September.
Well, happy birthday when it comes, so Marty.
Thanks very much for that. Thank you.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Anyway, but thank you so much for tonight. It's been great. And anything you want to add before we sign off?
No. Hopefully this year I'll be down a lot more to see the boys playing and maybe lift a couple of trophies.
Excellent. Present them.
Definitely would. I'd love to see that. It would be a really good thing to see Paisley picking a few trophies up.
Yeah, for sure. Right, Marty, thank you so much for your time.
The Paisley Pirates are proud to be sponsored by Cold-Blooded Sports, Renfrewshire Council, CycleLane.co.uk, Custom Sports Stitch, Hillington Tyre Services, Al Gould Photo, Studio 13, Abbey Services, and the Falk family.